I spent the summer of 1999 guarding an abandoned missile silo in the middle of New Mexico. It wasn't glamorous work. In fact, it paid less than the job I'd had stocking shelves at a hardware store. But back then, anything with a uniform felt like a step in the right direction. The silo had been decommissioned in '91, sealed, emptied, and handed over to a private contractor who needed night watchmen for reasons nobody really explained. If you asked questions, you didn't get hired. But there was one rule we all learned on day one, and it was the only rule they ever emphasized. Only one guard goes inside the silo at a time, never two. No reason, no explanation, just a rule delivered in a tone too serious to argue with. And for months, every guard followed it without question, until the night we broke it and found out exactly why it existed. It was around 11:40 p.m. when Jackson, my partner, nudged my shoulder and nodded toward the hatch. "You hearing that?" he whispered. I wasn't, at least not at first. But after a few seconds, I caught it, a faint metallic thud echoing up the shaft. Not loud, not urgent, just rhythmic, like something tapping the metal far below. Jackson exhaled sharply. "I'm sick of these noises, man. I'm going down with you tonight. I don't care what that stupid rule says." I should have stopped him, but after 3 weeks of working there, I'd felt the same unease. The deeper you went, the more the silo felt aware of you. So I told myself it'd be fine. Just one patrol together. Who would know? We descended the spiral staircase, 8 levels of rusted steel and cold concrete. As soon as we reached level 3, the temperature dropped hard, like we'd opened the door to a walk-in freezer. I remember Jackson muttering, "There it is again." And that's when I felt it too, a pressure in the air. Not wind, not vibration, just a presence. Something else was awake down there. We reached the security corridor and started our sweep. At first, nothing seemed off, until the footsteps started. Not ours. A third pair, moving in the darkness to our right, slow, deliberate, and slightly out of sync with our own steps. We froze, and the footsteps didn't. Jackson aimed his flashlight. The beam stretched into the hallway, then bent sideways, like the darkness itself was pulling it off direction. He whispered, "That's not possible." Then something metallic slammed deep below us, echoing through the silo so violently that dust shook off the pipes overhead. Jackson's face went pale. He said, "That came from level 6. But that level has been welded shut." I didn't answer. I couldn't. My throat felt locked. We followed the echo down the stairwell, each step heavier than the last. By the time we reached level 5, both of us were shivering. The air smelled different down there. Not dust, not rust, but wet soil, like fresh earth had been turned over underground. Then we saw it. The maintenance hatch. Wide open. Padlock snapped, bolts twisted as if bent by hand. Jackson whispered, "No one has opened that since '91. Before I could respond, something drifted up from the dark shaft below. A voice, but not just any voice. Jackson's voice. Soft, breathy, stretched like a recording slowed down. Come down, one at a time. Jackson stumbled backward, nearly falling over a cable reel. Nope, we're done. We're going back up now. I should have listened. But the moment I turned to follow him, something whispered my own name from the shaft below, in my own voice. Jackson bolted up the stairs, and I ran after him. But the footsteps behind us multiplied. Not 2, not 3, dozens, slamming metal stairs, rushing upward. Too fast, too many. The emergency lights blew out level by level, chasing us up in total darkness. By the time we reached the main ladder to the surface hatch, everything below was pitch black, except for 2 shapes emerging from it. 2 silhouettes, human-shaped. Wrong. And most horrifying of all, they moved like us. We burst through the surface hatch and collapsed onto the gravel. The other 2 guards on duty ran over, panic already in their eyes. One of them shouted, "Why are there 2 of you?" I didn't understand the question until I turned back toward the hatch. 2 figures were climbing the ladder behind us. 2 versions of us, perfect silhouettes, but smiling with mouths too wide, too stretched, movements too smooth, too synchronized. Jackson screamed and slammed the hatch shut. The impact shook the ground. Something pounded from below, not fists, not hands, but something heavy dragging itself against the metal. Within an hour, black vans arrived. Men in unmarked uniforms, welders, tools, no insignias. They sealed the hatch, then sealed the secondary hatch, then welded the elevator. By sunrise, the silo was dead, silenced, buried. We were reassigned without explanation. Before we left, the site supervisor, a man I'd only seen twice, pulled us aside. He looked exhausted, haunted. He said, "This is why the rule exists. Only one guard goes inside, because the silo mimics what it sees." He didn't elaborate. He didn't have to. Sometimes when I dream, I still see that open hatch, still hear the metal banging below, still feel the cold breath of something pretending to be me. And in the dream, there are 2 of me waiting at the bottom of the ladder, smiling, waiting for the hatch to open again.